Now let's welcome the proposition team from Liceo Pulmahue de la Ligua from the 5th region and the opposition team from Liceo Zapallar Curicó from the 7th region.
Now, we would like to introduce our stand. The right to privacy should supersede the right to information. Bruce Neer, a security professional and privacy specialist, said, "Privacy is an inherent human right and a requirement for maintaining the human condition, dignity, and respect." Let's face it, access to information has never been easier. Most people, regardless age, sex, or social status, have an online profile and share pictures, thoughts, opinions, location, and even pictures of what they eat. People seem to have forgotten the importance of privacy, and what's even worse. Due to the point mentioned above, this house strongly believes that the right to privacy is more important than the right to information. And in this debate, we will present evidences that will support our position and will make you think about the importance of improving the current policies that regulate the use of private information.
The motion for debate today is: the right to privacy should supersede the right to information. Today, we as opposition team strongly believe that it isn't true. But before we start in our actual argumentation, let me clarify your mind about some important terms. We can start this debate without knowing what is the meaning of these two rights that today, in this room, are conferring each other. In one hand, we have the right to privacy, that according with Article 12 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, says, "No one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family, home, or correspondence, nor to attacks upon his honor and reputation. Everyone has the right to the protection of the law against such interference or attacks." But I was wondering, what happens when this privacy compromises other people's security? Here is where the concept social security arises, which is also a human right. On the other hand, we have the right to information, which is defined in Article 19 from the same declaration as: everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression, including freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. To conclude, I invite you all to listen to us carefully. We are given strong evidence and facts proving that absolutely should never put the right to information at the service to the right to privacy. Thanks.
Let me ask you, are you proud of every single episode of your lives? I don't think so. But please, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that you have something to hide, but I can't help wondering, when did we start living in a reality show? Nowadays, the media, press, and especially the internet have crossed the line using every little piece of our information, as if we were in a reality show. Journalists, bloggers, and even ordinary citizens make our information public using the excuse that it's of public interest. We're living in a ruthless society that seems to ignore the fact that we're just humans. We're not perfect. Bound to make mistakes, we're learning how to be a better person. So if we acknowledge this part of human nature, we must acknowledge that privacy provides the space to withdraw from the gaze of others and to rest to perform socially. In other words, our privacy is the oasis where we can feel safe being perfectly imperfect.
As Fernando just said, both rights are human rights, but we are here today to defend the motion and say we strongly believe that the right to privacy shouldn't supersede the right to information. But what does it mean exactly? Supersede is to replace. So, taking into our motion, it refers that the right to privacy is, in a way, being replaced by the right to information. We are saying that these two rights are complementing each other. Let's put in real-life situations. We all know that the most important job of a government is to secure the general welfare of its citizens, right? Yeah, security. We as Chileans must feel safe here at home. Security is promised to all of us. According to the Constitution, in Article 7, it states that every single person has a right to personal freedom and individual security, meaning that all of us, as Chileans, are protected and must compensate any personal concerns about privacy. It's undeniable that all countries should protect their citizens. Even you guys from the proposition team can't deny so. That's why when governments see their welfare at risk, they start they start tracking, or in other words, spying suspects to prevent possible crimes or attacks. Here, the right to privacy is taken aside.
Good afternoon, members of the jury. I would like to point out that privacy is so precious that we must protect it, because if we don't act now to safeguard our privacy, we could all become victims, and the negative impact can even reach our law. Historically, privacy was almost implicit, because it was hard to find and gather information, but in the digital world, we are coming to the end of our privacy. We just need to type a name on Google and we instantly have thousands of links to access banking balances, legal records, family pictures, and yes, list goes on and on. I can't help but wonder, are we consciously putting our privacy and security at risk on social media? Members of the jury, public, given the evidences, the answer is clear. The right of privacy should supersede the right to information to protect life in today's society. Thank you very much.
I agree in only one thing with the proposition team. The right to privacy is a very important right, and it cannot be violated. Of course not. But I don't know if you remember, guys, what my team partner Fernanda said before. Right to information is a human right too. And as the Declaration of Human Rights states, most rights are not unlimited, but have to be balanced against other rights. As I said before, rights must be balanced against one another. But what does exactly this all mean? For instance, in August 2013, the Chilean Supreme Court decided on a criminal case regarding violation of privacy. Let me tell you a bit of the story. The case was about a psychiatrist who was secretly recorded by a television show giving false medical leaves. Yeah, false medical leaves. In its decision, the Supreme Court abandoned the traditional supremacy of the right to privacy law, pointing out that when there's a public interest at stake, the right to privacy should be disregarded for the benefits of the citizens to know the truth. So, you see, this is just one example reflecting that both rights are equal, but this time the right to information is above to the privacy one, because, as Fernanda said before, security in this case is more important.
Good afternoon, members of the jury, teachers, and opposition team. I would like to start by saying that although the opposition team have presented evidences to support their position, they have failed to present evidences to prove that the right to information is more important than a right to privacy. This happens because privacy is mostly a matter of what we say and what we do. People are likely to say that freedom of information should prevail in today's society. However, they usually have a quite different opinion when their own information is made public without their knowledge, right? In other words, information at all costs is okay, provided we are not the ones whose privacy is under public scrutiny. Seems like we forgot the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. So, before using other people's Instagram photos or disseminating information to become a street journalist and have your 15 minutes of fame on national TV, please put yourself in other people's shoes and think about the actual effects that your careless action may cost. Information power is one of the most dangerous tools to change lives. Many human rights were violated to protect security, right? Including the right to privacy. Let me ask you, do we want to repeat the story? Members of the jury, I ask you to support this House position, because protecting privacy is protecting everybody's freedom and safety. Thank you very much.
Good morning, my name is Catalina, and I'm the final speaker for my team. Before starting my speech, I want to refer myself to the proposition team and ask them some questions. Well, do you guys think our country is corrupt? If your answer is no, you're wrong. A study shows that on a scale from 1 to 10, being 1 the most corrupt and 10 the least, our country has scored a 6.6. And all before the happening of cases such as Penta, which will already lower this low score. So, do you guys think it is right to defend the right to privacy under the circumstances it is used today? Do you think it is correct for our country to be full of corrupt politicians and for these to abuse citizens of our country and still be able to defend themselves under the so-called right to privacy? We, as the opposition team, believe that our age should be called the information age, and I hope that you guys believe the same. Thank you.